they're homeless, and like the fact that it is quite a lot of young people, and that they are actually bettering themselves, and it's not. I think the stereotype is that they're useless, and it's I thought that homeless people were just sort of middle-aged men drinking, and they were just on the streets all the time. But it's not necessarily people who are on the streets, like friends who don't have like a permanent home.
Homeless people live on the streets. Often homeless people are middle-aged men. Homeless people often drink and maybe abuse drugs as well.
You know, looking at homelessness from a different perspective, I mean, the stereotypical opinion of homelessness is rough sleeping, and people in doorways, and kind of that general impression that people get when they think about homelessness. They think about that kind of rough sleeping aspect of it, but what they don't tend to see is this sort of human story behind it. What are people who, if they've ended up in a situation where they've perhaps ended up rough sleeping, what's the story behind them? Why have they got there? What you tend to find about a lot of people who have ended up on the streets is that these are people who were professionals, these were people who had careers, these were people who had families. There's a lot of statistics which show just now that there are so many people who are close to that threshold where they are perhaps on the verge of losing their homes, maybe ending up sofa surfing. So the whole point of the campaign, in which Paige is running just now, is about trying to get that impression and trying to get that across, that you know what, that those stereotypical images that you have of homelessness aren't just the typical, they aren't the norm, that there's so many other aspects that we need to consider, and we need to consider the human aspect behind it as well.
Negative ideas about homeless people that only really describe a very small amount of homeless people. The people at St Basil's go to work, they go to university. A lot of people at St Basil's actually contribute financially to the organisation and have started living independently. We also have a lot of people at St Basil's who do a lot of charity work and spend their time doing positive things. So we wanted to just show that through the campaign, and we wanted to show that to university students. We basically want to put a new face on homelessness. We want to put the face of the young people who St Basil's work with and show that actually young homeless people are just like the students. There are lots of similarities, and young homeless people have the potential and ability to be successful.
So you're supposed to tell me, don't be asking me questions.
They like help young people through university and get jobs, and they like help people.
And the campaign, when it comes to the students who will see this, it's really about letting them know that, you know what, if things get really, really tough at any point, then we're here to support you during that, so that you can remain, you know, fulfilling the potential that you want to fulfill and succeed in the life that you want to have. So that's really what it's going to be about, this campaign. And the whole thing about it is that, you know, the thing that really gets me, and I guess I hope this campaign is going to do this as well, is this real challenge in that, you know, there's this aspect of life that people think, well, you know what, if people end up in that situation, that's their fault, that's their problem. But what do? Do you abandon people like that? And then what ends up happening, they end up becoming a burden on the health system, on the judicial system, you know, all sorts of things that will go on in their lives, which will be, you know, it'll be a huge cost to the taxpayer, and people will not be productive in their communities. Or do you give people the support they need at the right time? And you know what, it's cost effective, we know it's cost effective, we know all that sort of stuff, but it's more the fact that they will then go on and become productive members of the community. And that's what St Basil's does. That's it in a nutshell.